DHG here, continuing with Alan Wake. This will be part 11. Up until this point in the story, you've now gotten a hold of Cynthia Weaver, her, right there,
Excuse me?
who's supposed to give you something to help defeat the darkness.
The well-lit room is at the dam. I built the room to keep it safe.
Will it help me find Alice? Will it get me back to the cabin? Fine, let's go. I can get my friends to come back with the helicopter.
Oh, we won't go outside. Never at night. That's rule number 1. You've been breaking the rules, young man, and where has that gotten us, Oh, right. Secret route. A lit route. Old water pipe.
It was in the previous episode, I believe, you went to the Anderson farm. And there they told you to run into this lady. In somewhat of a coded message. I already picked this stuff up at the end of the last video, but
Young man, you're the one who likes to break the rules.
apparently I missed a checkpoint.
The kill switch is outside.
Make sure I got everything here. And that looks like it. 7 flares, I might as well just keep him out. Safe haven.
Weaver had sent me to cut the power to the transformer yard. I was willing to do grunt work for her to get her to help me. I hoped Weaver was dependable. I'd stumbled into this crazy world a little over a week ago. She had been living this insanity for decades.
Rule number 1. Cardio. Oops.
I could see the kill switch that would cut the power to the transformer yard. Now I had to find a way to reach it.
Can't manipulate them from over here. I'm not an authorized personnel, but you're just gonna have to deal with that. Is there a control panel over there? Guess we'll find out. Or maybe once I'm over here I can kick some of this debris over. Nope, that's not opening. Rule number 2. I don't remember Zombieland's rule number 2. Double tap? Oh, I see. If I can get up on this barrel here, maybe I'm not supposed to. No. Trying to find some type of a pattern here. There we go. Puzzle wasn't at all what I thought it was going to be. Hey, look at that bullshit. Carney. Circus freak.
Who designed these things?
What was that from Ghostbusters? You are the gatekeeper, I am the keymaster. Something like that. Rick Moranis says it.
The transponder yard went dark.
Oh shit. I take it he can't swim. No, he swam earlier in the game. Don't know why that killed him.
Who designed these things?
What the hell?
The transponder yard went dark and dead. Weaver's water pipe passage should now be good to go.
.357 Magnum to the rescue. Oh, chainsaw dude. Or it sounds like one. Yep. There you go. Certainly didn't like it, but it didn't kill him. Oh, no, it did not kill him. You chunky son of a bitch. The only way you would survive a 12 gauge blast at that distance is if it was loaded with birdshot. Dick Cheney could tell you that. Open up, bitch.
This way, young man. Follow me. Come. The pipe's empty now. We're ready to go.
The pipe's empty. She just reminded me of that,
This way. We need
I
to
can't
go.
remember the name of the actor, but it was called Cabin Boy. He gets laid and says, "The pipes are clean."
Such a beautiful man. I was jealous. There was a part of me that was maybe a little glad when she had the accident. And then Tom started writing and woke the darkness up. He tried to bring it back, but you can't do that. There are no free rides like that.
I'm starting to realize that.
In that case, young man, perhaps you're a smarter man than Tom was. The witch looked like her, but it wasn't. Barbara was sweet. He didn't understand until it was too late. He tried to undo it, wrote himself, her, everything he'd ever written out of the world. Oh, he was so famous. And afterward, no one knew. Oh, Tom. He left only one thing behind in my name, in case it happened again. Insurance. They trusted me. Or perhaps used me a little. Tom knew how I felt. Knew I wouldn't refuse him. I built the well-lit room and put it there. It's been waiting for you. We are characters trapped in a story. And none of us will survive to see the end of it if the darkness isn't stopped. She'll twist the story to her own dark ends.
How do you know all this?
Tom, that's the way he wrote it. He still talks to me, in television, from beyond, from below. We have both been touched by the darkness, young man. He saved us both with light, but the darkness stays with you. Leaves us to This pipe will take us directly to the well-lit room.
Okay, I need to call my friends, tell them where we're going.
Hello? Al!
Barry, we're headed to the dam in one of the pipes. Meet us there.
Okay, I'll tell Sarah.
It's Sarah now?
Whoa! No! For the sweet love of...
Barry! Barry! We gotta go see if they're okay.
They're probably dead. You must reach the well-lit room. This is no time to be a selfish idiot.
That's my best friend.
She's just like, yeah, they're probably dead. No, they might have survived. Their chances are low.
Fool. I'll use the pipe. I'll meet
They're
you at the
dead.
dam if you make it.
Something I've never
He said
really...
didn't have to worry about her. She knew how to stay safe.
Okay, something I've always wondered about this story that's always confused me, and I haven't really been able to find a clear, concise answer or theory from anyone on the internet since this game came out, was how is it exactly that Thomas Zane and Alan Wake are, let's just say they infer that they're the same person? I remember some of this being described in the DLC a little bit. That was one question that never really got answered for me. Maybe I'm playing through it again 10 years later now. Maybe I missed something.
Sarah was almost starting to relax. Maybe they could turn this into a win yet. Suddenly, there was a piercing sound, like a table saw gone wild, as 100 birds made out of shadows swarmed into the rotor. The chopper bucked wildly and the board lit up, telling her what she already knew. They were going down. Barry Wheeler screamed next to her.
I can imagine Barry having a very, very girly scream. I got the big light this time. Not that shitty flashlight I started to level with. That thing was horrible. It's the one they give you in the beginning of the game. As soon as you put it on them, they back away. Oh, I gotta make it. Ugh. Yeah, I know what you're gonna do. Just do it. Okay, I'm across that. It's a lot of birds. Those things aren't bad at all with this gigantic ass lantern.
Barry! Sheriff Breaker! Sarah! The crash site looked bad. But as far as I could tell, the wreck was empty.
These lanterns, like the one he's holding in his hand, I remember when they first came out, those things were so bright. They were so big too. Now they got these flashlights like Streamlight and these other companies that are small and put out just as much brightness, if not more. Kaboom, bitches. Oh, perfect shot. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna heed your warning.
We were ready to make like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
I have a different ending in mind.
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
I knew you'd be all right.
How's that?
The flaming eye of Mordor?
Yeah, laugh it up, funny man. Didn't we have somewhere to go?
Weaver will meet us at the dam.
I'm a bit embarrassed to say that. I'm an American and I don't know all that much about Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. It's not like because you're born in a particular country, you were born with all the knowledge of that country's history and all that. If you were, though, politicians and government would have much, much less power. People would know when they're being lied to. All I know about those two is they were outlaws. Out west.
Crazy bunch of demon hicks try to take your head off with an axe. You know your helicopter crash landed in Springs.
Hick.
But
Derogatory
we're
term
safe in the
meaning
light.
northern redneck.
Whoosh. I should have kept that gym membership.
You see those lights? That's the elevator we need to take.
What the hell is that thing? It's everywhere.
Oh, that's another one of those super enemies.
Nothing moves like that. It's impossible.
Ah! Ow! Do something!
He's too fast. I can't get a shot.
There! No, there! Ow! They're all over the place!
Is there more than one?
That one go.
Ah! This can't be happening!
Damn it! I lost the perp. Wait, this is bad. This is really bad. That guy's on the move.
There's one.
Was that it? Are we safe?
I got 21 rounds. Okay, I'll be using this.
We're okay.
Hey, ow! I got a bad feeling.
Let's keep our eyes
Oh
open.
man! But ow! We're safe in the light.
Wait, call the elevator. I'm keeping watch.
I think I hear something moving
Sons of
around.
bitches. Taking my thermoses. Bright Falls is filled with thieves.
Heads up! Here they come!
Oh no!
Survive the onslaught. Perfect shot. so cinematic.
No, you don't.
Kind of curious what caliber that thing is. Probably 308
Let's go.
or 30-06. Oh, they're backing off.
This elevator going with you.
Are you unable to push the button?
We're almost there. There's an entrance into the dam at the top. What's the plan, Wake?
Well, Weaver's crazy, but she's got something Zane left behind. Something to fix this.
Gee, could you be a little more vague?
Thomas Zane? Seriously? Might as well be Paul Bunyan or Bigfoot.
Yeah, well, he was real.
He said that authoritatively. He was real.
Let's be careful, okay?
Oh, jeez, I hate this.
I believe that would be called mansplaining. One of my favorite words.
Okay, Wake. There's a button over there that opens the door.
Oh, hold to open.
I think something's broken. Hold the button down so we can get in.
Just let it drop on them, see what happens. Well, shit.
What's happening out there?
You guys go ahead and find Weaver. She should be in the dam now. I'll have to make it alone through the top.
Okay, Wake. Good luck.
How do you get up to the top? These must move or something. Yep.
You're kidding me. Down, boy.
I was just thinking, why switch to the revolver? It's not going to do anything to them.
Thomas Zane knew he had to remove all that had made this horror possible, including himself. That was the only way to banish the dark presence he had unleashed and now looked at him through the eyes of his dead love. But he also knew that despite his best efforts, it might someday return. So even as he wrote himself and his work out of existence, he added a loophole as insurance, an exception to the rule. Anything of his stored in a shoebox would remain.
It's a pretty big hydroelectric dam. Were those birds just growling?
I was ridiculously outnumbered. The searchlight could even the odds.
So could a flare gun. giant ogre. Two hits. Well, three, actually.
I was ridiculously outnumbered. The searchlight could even the odds.
Oh! I was expecting it just to remove the darkness. It's killing them. Oh, it's out. I need to reload without pressure.
Enough. You will go no further. Stop now.
Guess I better run. Rule number one, wake. Cardio. Should have done more of it. Gotta get that. Can't have that get sucked up by the darkness. Ah, you could survive that fall. Ow. How do I get across here? Apparently that's not it. I wonder what the load time was on the OG 360 version. Oh. I didn't know the ground was out behind me. I guess you have to run and jump it. Although his out-of-shape ass is constantly out of breath. Oh, okay, good. Made it that time. Hey, it's the crazy lady. So-called.
You made it. Well a foolish chance to take. Don't worry about the noise. We're safe here. I have looked after the well-lit room for many, many years now. There is no shadow in the lit room. Our is fail-safe, and all the bulbs are numbered and changed regularly based on their make and model.
Right.
That's insanely detailed.
There's an old army base at Raincoat. It was active during the Second World War. They operated here back then. They must have built this.
Yes, they did. It's my place now.
I wonder who technically owns properties like that. Because the military is known for building bases and stuff that they desert, and then
And I won't need to worry about them
whoever
anymore.
owns it at that point.
6 and 33 and 118 need changing soon, and I don't want to climb up the ladder to change them because it's very late and I'm tired. And if you take it, I won't have to do that anymore.
The page was autobiographical, a memory from my childhood. But I didn't write this. It was a page written by Thomas Zane. None of them were supposed to exist anymore.
Alan, 7 years old, would fight sleep to the bitter end. When he did sleep, he soon woke up, screaming, the nightmares fresh in his mind. One evening, his mother, sitting by his bed, offered him an old light switch. She called it the clicker, and flicking the switch would turn on a magical light that would drive the beast away. To imbue the talisman with all possible power, she added that it had been given to her by Alan's father. Alan never knew him, and anything of his took on mythical proportions in his mind. With the clicker firmly in his hand, Alan finally slept like a baby. Now, almost 30 years later, Alan thought of this as he stood on the rim of Cauldron Lake, the clicker in his hand. He took a deep breath and jumped.
My mind swirled. I'd given the clicker to Alice, yet it was here. Zane had written it into existence, in a story I had written. I can get to her now. I can finish this.
They referred to the clicker, and I think it was the second episode I did.
Previously on Alan Wake, I wrote a horror story that has come true. Thomas Zane did the same in the 70s.
You will go no further.
If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story. No one will survive.
You knew Zane, Thomas Zane. You're the Lady of the Light in the song.
He left something behind to help me. The clicker.
Alan thought of this as he stood on the rim of Cauldron Lake, the clicker in his hand. He took a deep breath and jumped.
I can get to her now. I can finish this.
My mind boggles how anyone could not enjoy this game.
I had a hangover. My head was about to explode and the light hurt my eyes. I needed my sunglasses and painkillers to dull the pain. In one of my finer moments of self-deception, I swore to quit drinking.
It's easier said than done.
The sunglasses made the world look bearable. Now I could keep my eyes open without feeling like a vampire in the sun. The pills worked fast. The prospect of being awake started to seem bearable again. There was a message waiting for me on the machine.
The Golden Guns, I still think that's a reference to Max Payne.
You have one new message.
Ow!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Max Payne, because his signature weapon were dual M9 Berettas.
I'd been a guest on the talk show the previous night, talking about my latest book. The
Or
show was
Model
supposed to be
9s.
waiting for me on our TiVo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Harry Alex Show.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
He looks like a douche.
We have a great show tonight. I've been talking with the best-selling author Alan Wake about his new book, The Sudden Stop.
Yeah, good read. Go buy it. No, it is a good read. Look, I'm gonna be honest here. Is that wise? No, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I got people who give me the lowdown on books. I'm a busy guy. But this one, I actually read from cover to cover. I mean, I'm a big fan. Wow, thanks. Now, this might be a spoiler for those who haven't read the book yet. Based on the sales figures, the 2 people out there who haven't read the book yet.
But this last book is all about the death of the main character, the hard-boiled New York detective, Alex Casey. Now, there's been a lot of outrage about this. Why the hell did you kill Casey? What the hell were you thinking, man?
Good riddance.
He wanted to stop working on it.
7 years and 6 books is a long time. He was a gloomy guy to spend all your working hours with, and it was a good run. But it's time to explore new things. My next book will be a departure from the old for me.
You selfish bastard, always thinking of yourself. Well, you've certainly given us a lot of entertainment over the years. And now that you mention it, Casey was a gloomy guy. Never had much luck with his love life with the ladies. Was that autobiographical in any way?
Yeah, no kidding. Casey's lady friends tended to die on him. With Casey, it was all about his pain. No, nothing autobiographical about that. I'm a happily married man. My wife is my muse.
Well, congratulations. That's great to hear. So, how's the publicity tour been treating you?
Good, great. But I gotta say, I'm glad to be back home in New York.
Well, you've certainly been on the news a lot lately. Lots of parties and, you got into a fight with some paparazzi.
Oh, man. Well, that guy was really in my face. I lost my temper. I know that wasn't cool.
You are famous for that temper.
Well, I did also write several books.
Well, your latest novel is called The Sudden Stop, and it's in bookstores now. Go get it. That means the 2 of you out there who haven't bought it yet. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for you tonight. I want to thank all our guests for the evening. Alan Wake, Sam Lake. Once more, do the face for a Sam.
That's Max Payne.
Poets of the Fall. Thank you.
At least I'd been funny. I told myself I could live with that.
Or at least that's the guy that Max Payne was modeled after in the first 2 games.
Are you gonna start with me about drinking now?
You know what? Go back to sleep, Alan.
What? Now you can't even talk to me?
Well, this morning I was angry because you said you'd be home at midnight and you showed up at 7 a.m. and passed out in mid-sentence. Now I'm over it. Are you angry?
This goddamn tour. It's gotten out of hand.
Oh, honey. It's almost over, right? We can get back to normal, and you can start writing again.
I'm sorry, honey.
Alan, you're not thinking straight. Just take a shower and go back to bed, huh?
Yeah.
She says,
you're
you
right.
stink.
I'm sorry. Once
You
this
smell
is
like
over,
alcohol
let's go
and
away.
bad cologne.
A vacation. Just you and me. Some peace and quiet. Somehow, the clicker was the key to the cabin. I had to return to Cauldron Lake to save Alice. I'm going back to the lake to finish this. I'm going to write an ending to the story in the manuscript on my own terms, to make it all right.
Why can't you just write it here?
The last page is still in the typewriter. I need to read it first.
How does he
Everything
know
needs to be
that?
Just right. Zane tried to cut some corners, and it didn't end well.
Okay, ready when you are.
I'm sorry, Sarah, but I need to do this alone. Barry, take her gun. Miss Weaver, Close the door when I leave.
I don't think it was necessary for Barry to take her gun. That was quite dramatic.
See you later. When I got out, it was warm and sunny. I'd flicked the switch of the clicker. Had it done this? I didn't stop to question it. I had to take advantage of the sunlight to get to the lake. On Zane's page, I'd stood on the rim of Cauldron Lake, about to use the clicker. That's where I was headed. Alone, in daylight, surrounded by the beauty of the Pacific Northwest landscape, it was hard not to let doubt creep in one last time. I could still chalk everything up to a dream, a delusion. I had enough imagination to make up something like this, having been in the cabin all this time, trapped in a story inside my head, gone mad from grief over Alice's death like Hartman had claimed. There would be no way of knowing. I told myself it didn't really matter. My course was set.
Well, apparently Sam Lake wasn't just the guy that Max Payne was modeled after in the first two games. He is the creative director at Remedy that created both games, this Control, Quantum Break, and Alex Wakes 2 whenever it comes out. That will be the end of this episode.